Welcome to another episode of the Competitive Programming Podcast. With me today is a very special guest. He's here from Singapore, visiting my hometown of Belgrade, Serbia, to participate in the finals of the Midnight Code Cup. He is a two-time IOI gold medalist and a legendary Grandmaster. He's often in the top 10 of contributors on Codeforces. It can only be Ashley Khoo, or as you better know him, it's errorgorn. Welcome.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, we usually start with the same question every time, which is how did you even get into this world of competitive programming? How did you start programming?
Well, I think my case is a bit special because so being in Singapore, it's a really small country. There's like basically three good schools that people go to. So I just happened to be in one of these good schools, and in these three good schools, there is usually a computing club, or in my case, okay, my school is actually like the special one. So in my school, there's like actually modules that you can take for the local informatics Olympiad. So it's through those modules that I learned of of competitive programming of informatics Olympiad. And actually, I think I started Codeforces quite late because for a lot of people, Codeforces is like their first step into competitive programming. Whereas I got a gold in my national Olympiad before I even heard of Codeforces. So actually, if you look at my Codeforces rating, like at the start, it was like I immediately went to like blue or something, and that was because I started like competitive programming like 1 year before I actually like joined Codeforces. So yeah.
That's cool. So I wanted to get into that as well. So Singapore has a long legacy of competitive programming, I think, and with Professor Halim and the competitive programming books, and I believe it's also there are courses in university about competitive programming. So this is how you got into this. This really helped you, right?
Yeah, it really helped. So even in high school, I was allowed to sit in the university module on competitive programming that was taught by Professor Halim, and he was actually really nice, and he just gave us like free copies of his books. I actually have it signed by Halim. So
oh, that's cool. And did you enter that high school with the plan to try these Olympiads, or was it just like, oh, I'm already here, might as well try this?
Well, so it was a funny story. I entered the school like thinking I'll do a math Olympiad because like that's what every like child in primary school like kind of like I think every smart child in primary school kind of like dreams of like making it the IMO. But I got kicked. Like funny story, I got kicked off the IMO team in like my second year of high school. That's like grade 7. No, sorry, grade 8 for like most people. So informatics Olympiad was like the other thing that I was like decent at, so I thought why not just try that, and it seems like it was less competitive because I mean I think in many countries the math Olympiad is really really competitive, whereas informatics Olympiad is less competitive because like just less people know about it. And I think at least in East Asia, or like just specifically Singapore, but I think generally in East Asia, a lot of people start math Olympiad from like 5 or 6, and it's really really competitive. If you don't start from that age, like it's just over for you.
Yeah, that's insane. That's like for many sports, like if you start after 4, there's no chance you'll be world class, and yeah, that's tough. But either way, you started in high school with competitive programming and you got really good. So how was that path? Like when did you need more than the school provided to get better?
I think my school helped me get to like my national Olympiad, and I think like the biggest contribution my school gave me was like introducing me to Codeforces, and that was where you really get good. And I think being inside competitive programming servers helped a lot, especially like trying to be better than like people in the server and like getting better than them. Like it's also like a very good thing to like be in these servers. Like you just like make a lot of friends that you meet like in these on-site competitions.
Yeah, have this like healthy rivalry, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. And so the first 2 IOIs you participated were online, organized by Singapore, and the third one was in Budapest, right close to here. No, not Budapest, sorry.
Yogyakarta in Indonesia.
Oh yeah, sorry, I mixed the 2 years.
It's really sad because like they're both in like my country and neighboring countries.
Yes, so you did not get a chance to travel far, but did that maybe help for those first 2 years to have a more familiar environment?
I suppose yes. I mean, I can't really say much. I haven't like really been like serious in like a competition that was overseas, but I think it really helped a lot. Like just having the contest be in Singapore, and especially like, I think the COVID year made everything a lot more simpler because during the COVID year, like schools were shut down, everything was shut down. So like being like a 16-year-old kid who like thinks like, okay, competitive programming is kind of fun. Like I just like spend my entire day doing competitive programming, and I think that really helped a lot with improving my competitive programming skills. Like I think I suppose like all my competitive programming skills are just attributed to like the training I did during COVID. Yeah, I think if you look at my Codeforces like problem solve graph, it's like you can see like when the schools are shut down.
Yeah, I think a lot of people actually told me that it's it seems it was very good for the competitive programming community,
Yeah.
even with everything. But yeah, is this the furthest you had to go for a competition? Like,
I mean, I've been to OCPC, but
yeah, that's a camp.
yeah, I guess it's the furthest.
And it's also right next door. So, but cool, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess this year IOI are gonna be even further, the furthest one this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Singapore team needs to travel like 40 hours from Singapore to
Yeah.
Bolivia. So
Yeah, I think it's similar from Serbia also.
wow, really?
Yeah, it's.
I thought from Europe would be much closer.
Maybe like from Germany or something, but we first need to go to like West Europe, then to.
Yeah.
It's a long way there. But yeah, okay. So you're, apart from still being a very active competitor, you finished high school, but you're just starting university, right? So
Yeah.
you have many more like
I mean,
on-site contests.
Not just finished high school. I mean, I finished high school 2 years ago. It's just like military was in between. Yeah, so Singapore has like compulsory military, and I unfortunately had to go through that. But yeah, I'm starting university this year only.
Yeah. Did you get the chance to practice anytime while you were in the military? Or?
Yeah, so I think I consider myself very lucky because I was selected to be in the Air Force, and I think in the Air Force the culture there is more like it's just a 9 to 5 job. It's not like in the army where it's like from sunrise to sunset. This is just normal 9 to 5 job. So after outside office hours, you can just do whatever you want. And I was able to like do whatever I wanted in after those office hours. So that included some competitive programming, and I think a lot of my coordination was also done like inside the army barracks.
That's cool. That's cool. So it's important to keep that consistency, I guess, because now you'll be going to ICPC.
Yeah.
Will you participate this year, or are you one of those that wait a bit later?
I guess I'll participate this year. I'll just see how. I mean, I think my age is already quite old. Like I know there's an age limit for ICPC, so I think I'm quite old already.
Yeah, I think you have a few years for sure. But yeah, so you are still a very active competitor, but you are very active in other aspects of competitive programming. You are, for instance, organizing the OCPC mirror in Singapore. You're a coordinator on Codeforces. You were a problem setter recently at the Asia Pacific Olympiad. So do you have one of those roles that are the favorite for you?
I think the coordination role is probably the favorite. I mean, I think you directly get to shape the meta of CF, and you get to shape it towards like the problems that you like, and hopefully like other people see that, okay, this is something that I also like, and they also like, other people try to like drive the style of problems towards that. I think that's what the person who did it first was like Anton Trigup. Like I really respect him for what he did for competitive programming, and I guess I'm just trying to like emulate what he's been doing.
How many active coordinators are there currently on Codeforces?
I'm actually not sure, but I believe it's like I'm actually not sure of the number, but I'm not sure how many of them coordinate div 1, because I think for me, I really only care about the div 1 coordinators, and right now I'm really not sure how many there are, but yeah.
And you were the one that actually asked Mike to become a coordinator, right?
Yeah, so it's a really funny story. Like I asked Monogorn how he became a Codeforces coordinator, because there was a time in the past where Codeforces coordinators had to speak Russian because they had to translate statements, and Monogorn was the first non-Russian speaking coordinator. So I asked him how did it happen, and he said just like message Mike or something. So I just messaged Mike. Yeah. Yeah,
and I think Codeforces is definitely for the better because of it, and it can be a tough job. I think like it's one of these things where you often get blamed when when something's not good, but maybe you don't get the compliments when around is really good. So I think Anton Trigup had to go a lot through that. Maybe people didn't like his philosophy, but I'm with you there. I think it's very cool. So what's like the best and your favorite part of coordinating versus the least favorite?
I mean, the least favorite part is just like, again, the least favorite part is very easy, just like the animal, because coordinating has a lot of checks you need to do. Like you need to make sure the statements are readable, the limits are reasonable, like the time limits and everything. And those are like just, I guess, the boring parts of coordinating, just because it's a necessary evil for that. But the best parts of it are just like taking the author's problem and seeing like how you can improve the problems. And I think a lot of my div 1s, I actually helped the authors improve their problems and made them a lot more interesting, and I feel like that's a very rewarding work to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, anytime. We don't have many Div 1 rounds, so when they are good, it's I think everybody loves it. And can you maybe walk with us through like what regular preparation for a round looks like
So
from the side of a coordinator?
I mean, from the side of coordinator, the first thing I do is that I look at their preliminary proposal. But the thing is that I think for most authors, where it's the first time setting around, usually these preliminary problems are like not really up to my standards. So like I reject like a lot of them, and then comes to the phase where the problem authors will like propose to me additional problems, and this can take like months, and sometimes like I think there's a few cases where it took even years for like the problem authors to like propose like a reasonable set to me. Then after that, it comes to the testing phase. So testing phase, you just get testers from Codeforces, like volunteers from Codeforces, to come and test our problems. And mainly here we're looking at whether the problem. I think mainly here we're looking at the difficulty, how hard each problem is, because as the coordinator and author are only like a few people, so like the difficulty estimate that we get is really noisy. And I think like getting testers, like the point of I think the best use of testers is just to get a better estimate of get a less noisy estimate of difficulty. And the other, and we also like ask testers to like look out for scams. So like, in the recent round that like unfortunately we only saw like a very like a time limit scam like a few days before the contest. So that was very unfortunate. But the testing phase goes until like I'm happy with the round, and after I'm happy with the round, we schedule the round. So that's how like average round looks. But
And so I read a lot through your blog recently, and I think it's a very interesting resource for people. There is a lot of different stuff there. Sometimes you talk about learning languages, sometimes it's about food, but usually it's about something very advanced that I can't understand in competitive programming. But one thing that's very consistent is that it's very high quality. Like even some meme posts, like let's say how to troll competitive programmers. I think you probably spent more time at that than many like blogs for teaching people in competitive programming, and like your tutorials are always like very high quality. What drives you to write with such detail?
I mean, I'm not really writing for anyone. I'm honestly surprised anyone actually reads my blog. Like, I only wrote that blog because I realized that there's a lot of times where I've solved something in the past, or I've thought about something in the past, and I just forgot it in the future. So those blogs are like mostly a reference for like the future me. And the other reason I started my blog was that I thought it would be a nice place to like post my university notes, since I'm going to university soon. So I know I'll probably be like writing a bunch of notes. So I thought it'll be like cool to like post them into like a public website. So the drive is mainly just it's just for myself.
Well, I think others can find it very useful as well. My favorite one is I think it's something like notes on practicing for informatics Olympiads or something like this, and you went through a lot of different like aspects of what made you so good at IOI, from sleep to friends to, and I think everybody should read it, and we'll link it in the description. But it's but through all of these, like, you obviously very much love math, which is clear to see, and even learning languages. What was unique about competitive programming so that you dedicated so much time for it?
Oh, so I mean, in a lot of the fields, like there's a lot of hard problems, but I think competitive programming is unique in that a lot of the problems like that you solve, you only need like really little knowledge. Like I think the knowledge that I use to solve problems as an LGN is basically the same as an expert on Codeforces. Like the only thing separating us is like our problem solving skills, and those are just all from first principles. And I think it's just the fact that like you can, like, the problems are, if you give someone the editorial of a really hard problem, like they'll be able to understand it. But it's just like the frustrating thing of like them not being able to solve it, even though they have all the required knowledge to. Like they kind of have the required knowledge to like in themselves. It's just that they don't have like enough problem solving skills. And I think like comparative programming is probably like the most pure form of like determining how well someone is at this pure problem solving. But I guess math is too, but I didn't go to math because like, yeah.
And you mentioned previously that you first wanted to go to IMO, and do you still practice like competitive math, even though you maybe you didn't go to IMO, but did you maybe still practice it to get better at IOI?
No, I actually never practiced math. So I know if for the Math Olympiad they split into 4 categories like AC, G, N, right?
Yeah.
So like the reason I got kicked off the Singapore IMO team because like I couldn't do G. So like, and the thing is that the funny thing is that the first stage of Singapore IMO training is only G.
Oh.
So I just I just got kicked out for that. But yeah, I've done some like math competitions. Like there's the Iranian combinatorics Olympiad, and I think like the problems there are like really similar to like competitive programming. Actually, like just looking at like the combinatorics problems in like the IMO the IMO shortlist, like some of them really can be competitive programming problems. Like we can take for example the problem 5 from last year's IMO, that was like turbo the snail, and I believe that could be like a Codeforces div 1C. Like very easily could just be a Codeforces div 1C. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there are problems on both sides that could swap. Like my friend that's been on the channel, Pavle, actually you competed when his problem was at the IOI Fountain Parks. And he
that's a really good problem.
well, you'll get the chance to tell him that soon, but he'll be happy to hear it. But yeah, that was originally also planned to be an IMO or some other local mathematics Olympiad. So, but yes, it can go the other way as well.
Yeah, I know like Zisong, like Yo Zisong, ZS coder, is his Codeforces handle. Like he has actually a MO problem set called like IMO intersection IOI. And it's a bunch of nice problems. And
I should take a look at it probably.
maybe I can send you the link. There's also like one section, like the last section was like notorious coincidences. So it's like I believe there was like the notorious coincidence from like IMO 2020 where there's Codeforces div 1 round, Codeforces problem called like Game of Paris that appeared on the IMO after the Codeforces round was released.
Wow.
I believe it's IMO 2020. I think Codeforces rounds I forgot already, but it's called Game of Paris by Jakter. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to check that out as well. G was always my worst, so.
Oh, I mean, it's a C problem, but yeah, I mean, there are always C problems. I mean, always intersections are always C problems.
Yeah, that maybe I can try, but the other ones I could never deal with.
Yeah.
They were not my cup of tea. So yeah, now you're entering also, apart from university, you started an internship recently, and it's kind of an AI ML research internship. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So is that something you're just trying, or is this something that you really want to focus on in the future, like this?
I think just something I'm trying, because I think the problem with competitive programming is that you can't make it a full-time job. Like it's really fun as a hobby, but like you can't make money out of it. So I'm trying to see like which path I can branch out into that I can kind of like apply, like kind of the knowledge I learned from competitive programming into that I can like that I'll like have fun doing it as a full-time job. I'm not really worried about like the financial aspect of like my job. I just want it to be like something that I enjoy doing. Yeah.
Did you already start the internship?
Yeah, I already started. I've been doing it for like 3 weeks at this point, but I don't think I've like done it enough that I can like give you a really good like I can talk about it really well. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. I'll ask you in a few months whether it was it was good. So maybe we can use this opportunity maybe to try to transfer some tips to our maybe people that just started, or maybe they're struggling, stuck at some particular level. How would you, like, they tap you on the shoulder, say, hey, can you give me some tips? What would you say to them?
I mean, the most important tips is just like, I think the most important two things that I did was just like, one, have friends that you have like some like friendly rivalry between. I think that really pushed me. So sometimes like during the IOI training, there'll be like contests, and I always try to upsolve the problem so that like I solved everything that like my friends also solved. And this especially applies this also helps a lot if you have like a group of friends that you can like discuss hard problems with, so you can like just try to like be better than all your friends. Like I think like if you and your friends like try to be better, like you obviously will get better at each other. And the other thing is just like I think Evan Chen also mentioned this in his blog on like on the training for IMO. It's just like solve problems is like a bit hard for you. Like don't try to solve too hard problems. Obviously don't try to solve too easy problems. Just like solve problems that are like a bit harder for you. Like I remember like during COVID time I was trying to like grind for Grandmaster on Codeforces, and the strategy I did was just like solve like 2400s every day. And yeah, I think that really helped. Like I finally broke the Grandmaster barrier after like trying that for like a few weeks.
Yeah, a few weeks, a barrier, you know. I've been trying like for 3 years, but
No, I mean like after trying like grinding to
Yeah.
2400s for like I've been trying for like I don't know how long to like break
okay.
Grandmaster. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kidding anyway. So you mostly participated in Olympiad style contests, and even now, like sometimes you blog about recent Olympiads, whether it's APIO or I think it was recently the Croatian Olympiad, and now you're going into ICPC. Are you still liking more the Olympiad styles, or do you enjoy now having a team around you?
I mean I've not really experienced like how the team aspect of it, but like definitely like Olympiad problems are more interesting than like ICPC problems. Like in ICPC, a lot of people complain about the problems like being classical or just implementation, and I think like you don't have the same problem in IOI because I don't really know what's the reason for it, but like yeah, a lot of people say like a lot of problems in ICPC are annoying, and yeah, I've did some UCup before. Like maybe there's like one or two like really nice problems buried within the problem set, but like you're forced to like grind through like 7 annoying problems before like you can look at those like 1 or 2 nice. Yeah, so definitely, I think from my experience with UCup, I've had a lot more fun like doing Olympic problems.
Yeah, that's my experience as well. I think the Olympiad problems can sometimes be maybe deeper, maybe have a few more steps than most ICPC problems. But you're already a coordinator on Codeforces, and you were a problem setter at some Olympiads. Can we maybe expect to see you in some maybe scientific committee of APIO or IOI or something like this in the future?
I don't really think so. I'm not really sure like what I want to like do. And the thing is that I'm not sure whether I want to continue coordinating. Like I don't know whether you've noticed recently, like the number of rounds I've been coordinating is like kind of dropped a lot. And I guess this is because like as you said before, coordinating just takes a lot of time. And I think that the standards I want for my rounds like requires like a lot of effort to be put in. And so I just don't have like the passion and time anymore to like at this time to like coordinate rounds. Maybe like my decision will change in the future, but like right now I'm just like clearing the rounds I currently have. Like I know there was a round that I coordinated like last month, and that was because like the round has been like with me since like 2023. So it's like just like been with me in 2 years, and like I've been like, and the author just suddenly like awakened and like told me like, okay, we actually want to finish the round now. So okay.
So you mentioned that you have a very strict like criteria for accepting a round, let's say.
Yeah.
So can you maybe share when you can say for a round, oh, this is good enough, or this is really good, I want to be a coordinator here?
Wait, can you repeat the question again?
So what is your definition like of a nice round, nice problem, and stuff like this?
Well, I mean, for my definition, I just care that the individual problems itself are good, but the community has a different sense of the problem, because I think one of the kind of proxies for determining how good a round was like how good or like how positive or how negative the downvotes in the announcement block was. And I feel like that's like optimizing for how well the round is upvoted or how well the community likes the round is actually kind of like different from optimizing how much I like the round personally. Because I like the round just because the problems are nice. But the thing is that the problems that I find nice are like the really hard problems that are like tucked away from most of the participants. And like the general opinion of the round does not depend on like the problems that I really care about. So the other things that I think generally we should care about for a round, like the one important thing that a lot of people care about is the difficulty curve. And that's where testers come into play, because I can't really tell like about difficulty curve when it's only me and the author. So the testers need to like kind of virtual contest around like kind of give me a gauge of the difficulty curve. And I guess like the other important thing is like make sure like there's no annoying time limits. I think we messed that up quite badly in the previous round. So like that was kind of unfortunate. But yeah.
And what is a nice problem? I already asked Riku Kawasaki this, and I'm interested to hear from you as well.
Oh, this is a very hard definition. I think it's asking a mathematician like what makes a proof beautiful. Like I don't think they can give like a definite answer for it. But I think it's just like a combination of like the problem being unexpected and does not require like prerequisite knowledge. But yeah, that's still like a very weird definition, I guess.
Yeah, it's similar to what Riku said. I think he basically said that he must not have seen anything like it before, which I guess is similar to does not require like knowledge from before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like the coordinators and admins on Atcoder have all went into that direction. I think it's a good direction for competitive programming to go. I think maybe it would be fun to like show people more like how hard, or maybe hard is not the right word, but like, I don't know, I've had experience of like when I see people just complaining, I see that they don't know like what coordination even is, or like how much work goes into it. So I'm not sure if maybe we can represent that in some way.
Yeah, that's like, and like the other thing, like the other annoying part of coordination is that like I guess the ChatGPT thing, but I guess like Codeforces like doesn't care about that anymore. But like there was a point in time where like ChatGPT was like newly just getting really good at complex programming, and like we had to like optimize for the problems not being able to be solved by like ChatGPT. That was really annoying.
And what do you mean that Codeforces doesn't care about GPT anymore?
I mean, not say not care about it anymore, but there was a point in time where like we tried to, I think the Codeforces team tried to like, they like Khan requested us that we should prefer problems that's not solved by ChatGPT, and yeah, it was kind of hard, especially for like div2As and div2Bs. There's a point, there's a point in time where like some div2As and some div2Bs can be solved and some can't be solved, and like it's quite sad when you have like a really nice div2A, but you can't use it just cause like ChatGPT can solve it. But I guess now we've reached a point where like ChatGPT can just like solve all of them, so like we can just not factor that into our decision when we're choosing the problems.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And there have been a lot of like recommendations on Codeforces from users and stuff like this. And do you have any like thoughts about where competitive programming will need to go to deal with this, whether to just ignore it or?
Yeah, I think as an online format, it's very hard for me to say, because I think it's quite inevitable in a few years' time where AI might be better in competitive programming than a lot of us. And honestly, I think it's like quite sad for like competitive programmers, because when I've joined this sport like a few years ago, like I thought, okay, this seems like the final barrier of like human creativity. Like, okay, maybe chess and Go are like trivial, so like that's not very creative. And I thought like, okay, since this seems like where like all the really smart people like come to like challenge themselves. This is like it really seems like the final frontier of human, like, but I guess over the like recently we've just seen that competitive programming is like getting trivialized by ChatGPT. So I guess it's not like as advanced as we thought.
And do you think like even the upper levels, like 3,500 tasks will eventually be solved by AI?
Yeah, definitely. I think at this point right now, like I feel like it's kind of inevitable. Unfortunately, yeah.
And what do you think, like how that will change competitive programming as a whole?
Yeah, I'm not really sure about that. But I think one idea that might be really interesting is like, can we get AI to like make competitive programming contests? Because if it's better than us, like why not ask it to like make contests for us?
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I think that's an interesting, because chess has been dealing with this for like 25 years.
But I think the difference between chess is like a lot of companies that want to hire smart, let's say like trading companies, they want to hire people who like did good in competitive programming, right? But we know chess. I mean, chess like to most people also seem like a really smart like activity, like only really smart people do. But it's not like trading companies like actively hire people from chess, right? But they're actively like sponsoring IOI, ICPC to like try and poach people from like competitive programming. And I don't know how like like the rise of LLMs like delegitimize the credentials of these people.
Yeah, especially on like before master, or maybe even now master level.
Yeah.
With the current models, but maybe we'll need to have more like on-site things like OCPC, and but yeah, it's a difficult problem. And so that's where we see like competitive programming in 5 years. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I don't know. It's really hard
It's
for
a
me.
long
I mean,
time.
yeah, I mean, like I've just started university, so like, and then like all the doors are open for me right now. Like I plan to do my internships like different places, so I can like see like which place best suits me. So yeah, it's really hard to like tell like where I see myself in 5 years.
Yeah, you're now at the position where you branch out, and you're not sure where to go. Yeah, I mean, good luck with that. I'm sure you'll find something that's as interesting as competitive programming. And maybe in the future, you'll be able to be like full-time competitive programmer, who knows?
I mean, that'll be nice.
But yeah, we'll see if that happens. Okay, we went through my questions very quickly, but I think it has been a very productive conversation. So thank you for coming, and good luck on the contest tomorrow. We are participating against you, but still, I think it will be fun. So good luck with that, and thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Okay.